Oh, there I go. Check it out. Twice in, as my musician husband said, two TikToks in one day. If you know, you know. Hey there, Destination Declutterers. You know, I wasn't going to do this, but as in the immortal words of Allie Willis, I'm going to put on some lipstick so I don't look like a corpse. All right? So here we go. A little this, a little that. Can you tell I'm not necessarily one of those makeup people? Hey everybody. Yeah, so as I promised, look at how good I am at keeping my promises to you. I hope you are good at keeping your promises to you, okay? Okay. So, if you know me, hey, check it out. Irish Pink, house sold in 48 hours. Rock on, lady. I know you've been decluttering. I know you've been doing that. Talk about a Liz Lemon high five. Rock on. Good stuff, my friend. Yay. Good evening, Kathy and Katie and Tiffy and Lori and all the kids in all the who's in Whoville. That's awesome. So cool. So Tam 22 So here's the fun thing. You may not know me. Maybe you've never seen me before. That's okay because I'm usually doing TikTok lives in the morning. But I like to mix it up. I did a TikTok live this morning. My name is Beth. I am a decluttering life coach. And my coaching is called Destination Decluttered. Why is it called Destination Decluttered, you ask? Well, I'm going to tell you. It's because I love traveling. And for years, I loved to do road trips, and it's so funny. So Manatee Mermaid, I am not used to seeing me at night either, but some people, here's the funny thing, I'm on the East Coast of the U.S. This is night for me. For the East Coast, for the West Coast, as I look at my map, and beyond, it could be not as late. You're going to find me probably struggling with my words a bit more so because it's been a long, awesome day. But I'm used to, I'm more of an early bird. I was a morning bird. See, it's already happening. I'm more of an early bird than a night owl. I'm married to a night owl, my musician husband. So I am here, though, because I heard that there were some people who could use some help with their clutter that aren't able to get on the TikTok when I usually show up. So I like to mix things up. I like to play with things. I like to experiment. And so I did a TikTok live this morning at 8 a.m. Eastern. And here I am 12 hours later doing one at 8 p.m. Oh, Tam, your son just moved to Boston. Awesome. He's going to love it. I loved it until I left, and then I love it. I love where I am. I try to love wherever I am. Bloom where you're planted and all that. I will admit sometimes you do end up moving to someplace that's sand where you don't truly bloom, but man, you got to try, huh? So, hey, Julie, look what they're doing to me. Joe Riley is here. Nice to see folks. So, yeah, so I am a decluttering life coach, and I am going to be doing this TikTok live. I like to be really clear about things. I don't like to be like, what the heck? I am going to be here for the next hour, or technically 57 minutes right now, to help you. Good evening. Emerald Lee, Ms. Soul Inspired, Irish Pink loves the Boston. You can hear it in my voice when I talk, especially when I've been with my sister and get tired. So anyhow, I am here to help you with your clutter and your stuff. Maybe you have kind of clocked out for the day. Notice I say clocked. That's totally Boston right there where my tongue does the thing. And Tam is saying, I actually like your ideas about setting a timer. I'm glad that's working for you. Here's what I want to share with you. Very few of my ideas have never been heard of before. I got literally, it's called the Pomodoro method I know there's a whole structure behind it. The guy had a timer that looked like a tomato or a tomato, as we used to say in Boston. He had a tomato timer. What I say is use what you have. Make it so simple. Do not make it more difficult than you need to be. What the setting a timer, Marianne, I'll tell you. Basically what it is one of the tools in your Destination Decluttered toolkit to encourage you to get up and do some decluttering. And what it is basically is when you say to yourself, hey, you know what, self? I know I don't have a real lot of time to declutter, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set my timer. I know you have one on your phone for like 15 minutes or so. I like 20 minutes. I think 20 minutes is good because it gets you in the zone. I'm going to just set my timer for 15 to 20 minutes, and I'm going to declutter for 15 to 20 minutes. When the timer goes off, a few things happen. One of them is if you have ADHD and you struggle to naturally produce dopamine, if you stay decluttering for that 20 minutes, when the timer goes off, it's like a hooray, as I always like to say, a Liz Lemon, a Tina Fey high five yourself, because you did it. You did what you said you were going to do. You got up and you did some decluttering. Some decluttering is always going to be better than no decluttering. So setting the timer allows you to congratulate yourself for an amount of time that you did it. It also gives you the option. Now, sometimes you have more than 20 minutes that you can do decluttering. And so if you just got into the groove and you realized, this isn't so bad, I could do more of this, then it allows you the option to say, yes, I want to continue on. But if you don't have enough time to do more of it, you can congratulate yourself on what you did do and practice saying to yourself, I don't need a whole lot of time to do decluttering because anytime I show up and declutter, it's going to make a positive difference. Okay? So that's what the setting of the timer thing is. Okay? If it works for you, that's great. If you've never done it, experiment with it. Here's the funny thing. I read and have been watching that, Lessons in Chemistry book. Think of all we're doing as like an experiment. You're experimenting with different methods. You're trying out different tools. You're seeing if this tip works for you. How do things work with your brain, your life, your energy level, where you live, what your life is? What things can I offer to you to build your own toolkit about decluttering? And experiment with them. And don't give up if they don't work right away. Nobody is ever good at the very first time. But what you do is you experiment, you try, you say, oh, that wasn't so bad. There you go. Okay, so Gabby, nice to see you as well. Christy, nice to see you. Thank you for the follow. If you guys haven't met me before and you want to know more about, you've already maybe heard how I talk about clutter. I'm pretty informal, or as we would say in Boston, I'm wicked informal. But boy, do I have a lot of cool stuff to share with you. And I share it informally. I like to have fun. I am Gen X, so I will occasionally burst into song or share something of a pop culture persuasion, because that's how my brain works. But what I want to suggest is, if you like what you're hearing and you want to hear more, drop me a follow, as that cool Irish guy always says when I see his things. So drop me a follow. Let me ask you this. So here we say, so Anna Little, and what I'll do is, if you're struggling with clutter, put what you're struggling with in the comments. I will read it out loud. I read it out loud because I upload these to these TikToks after they've been recorded by YouTube. Excuse me. This is why I don't show up at night, and God forbid I had a drink. I would be a hot mess. I download these videos from TikTok after I'm done, and then I upload them to Destination Decluttered on YouTube. So you can rewatch them, you can listen to them, you can get inspiration if you missed something I did, if you can't stay for the whole hour. I do that so it works for you. Many people have told me that they love to just put it on their TV, on their phone, on their device of choice, and listen to me yammer on in the background with encouragement and tools and strategies and practicality and inspiration, all that wonderful stone soup, okay? So that's why I read the comments, so the people, because the comments don't show up when they're on YouTube, not TikTok. Okay, so Anna Little says, every time I declutter the counters, in a few days, it's back bad again. Okay, Anna, get curious about how the stuff came back. Okay, do you have little gremlins that are in your kitchen? I don't know, and I'm even inferring, you said the counters, I'm inferring the kitchen. Here's what I'm thinking is happening, and just, you know what, I'm not judging. I so don't judge. I really work hard on that, and it's such a useless waste of energy. I'm just curious. I bet you have habits. I bet the reason, if you ended up being like Nancy Drew and you wanted to look for a clue, you went back to the scene of the crime, you went to your counters and you looked at the evidence. You looked at the evidence of your stuff on the counters. I bet you would see, oh, you know how that got there? It's because I came in the door and I was doing a bunch of things and I just dropped it there and I didn't put it away. Or we ate a meal and then we just put the dishes aside and we didn't do them. Notice you have habits that get you cluttered. That's a beautiful thing. Here's the thing I've been playing with lately. I don't have problems. Here, somebody, embroider this on a pillow, as I like to say. I don't have problems. I just have habits. And you have habits that do the good things for you, and they have the habits that aren't necessarily helpful. Okay? Notice your habits. When you notice yourself inhabiting your habits, and they're not getting you where you want to go, say, aha. Put one finger up. Aha. Aha. And then you say, wait a minute, I'm going to stop that. And I'm going to do something different. I'm going to stop driving down that neural highway in my brain towards being cluttered. I'm going to stop it like a little traffic cop. That's my Boston accent again, people. And then I'm going to redirect traffic to a completely different location. Instead of destination cluttered, you're heading towards destination decluttered. See how that works? So funny. Mary Ann is asking, if you have a bedroom that needs decluttering, where do you start? In the bedroom. I kid because I like to have fun with it. Seriously. Declutter where it will make the most difference to you. Do you have stuff piled on your bed so you're not sleeping comfortably? Maybe start there. When you're in bed, how about this? When you're in bed, look around and what's the thing that if you open your eyes in the morning, where is the place that it's like your eyes hit the first time, the moment you wake up, and it's the last thing you see before you go to bed? Why don't you start there? Because that will do two things. That will allow you to start the day better. Look, I did some decluttering. And at the end of the day, when you're about to go to sleep, you say, oh, check me out. I did something good. I decluttered. I offer to everybody, start with the easy stuff. Don't start, please, please, please. I just tried to save you the grief. Don't start with your sentimental items. Don't start with the most difficult stuff. Start with the easy things, the surface clutter. Okay, so your surfaces, your horizontal surfaces from the floor to the tables, to the counters, to the bureaus, to the shelves. Start with the stuff that's just cluttering up your surfaces. That will help. After surfaces, go to your stored clutter. So in your bedroom, after you do your surfaces, from your floor to your bureau to whatever, then go to your stored clutter. Your stored clutter is probably, and again, this is probably where my Boston accent's going to come out, it's behind doors and drawers, or draws. Doors and drawers. I can't even talk like that anymore because I've been out of Boston for a wicked long time, but it comes back. The stuff that you have, maybe it's in your bureau, maybe it's in your closet. Notice it has a drawer or a door. That's where your surfaces may look good, but boy, a different story is being told in your doors and drawers. And there's a method you can use to do that. And then after that, in every room, after that, then deal with the sentimental clutter. I say that because by the time you've done surface clutter and then stored clutter, man, have you started to build up your Popeye muscle of decluttering. And then you're going to be better able to ask yourself that musical question, what is it? Do I want it? If I want it, where does it go? If I don't want it, where does it go? Now I feel like I should be singing a monkey song. Okay, look at that. Mother on a Mission says, decluttered 6 boxes of Christmas decorations. Have 2 different people. Here's the best part. Feels so good. Cue the Chuck Mangione, okay? Da, 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 da. It feels so good when you declutter. That's why we do it. That's why I decided to offer coaching for this, not because I am not a decorator, though my house looks awesome. I am not an organizer, like this is the best way to fold your sheets. No, I am a life coach who helps you with declutter your life by starting with your home. And you know that decluttering your home is decluttering your life when it feels so good when you do it. I want you to live a life that feels so good. It feels good when you remove the things that don't serve you. Okay? Notice that. And it's what we do here, okay? What else do we have here? Irish Pink, again, congratulations on the selling of the decluttered home in 48 hours. You rock. 10 to 15 minutes a day. That way you can change up your strategy if needed. Yes, allow yourself the flexibility. I am so all about flexibility like nobody's business. And I want you to be flexible with your time too. Give yourself an option to continue, give yourself an option to do something else, but practice focusing on the things that you know are going to make a difference. Okay? What do we have here? I struggle with keeping my kitchen countertops clear, says Kathy. Notice that. What are the things that are on your kitchen countertops? I'm going to bet it's a couple of things. I'm thinking it's stuff that has a home that just isn't in its home yet. And stuff that's there because you don't have a home for it. It's just kind of, I don't know where to put that. Or you started to have the counter be the home for it, but you realize you don't like it because now your counter's looking cluttered and crowded. Okay? Keeping things cleared is a habit, and it is a cycle, and it is a process. And I know this is going to bum out some people, but it is something. If you want a decluttered home, unless you have enough money to hire somebody to follow behind you on a daily basis, decluttering is something that in order to get the decluttered home, you will have to do a little bit of decluttering every day. Now, I think that's okay. What I like to help you with is making that so simple, so low-key, so minimal energy effort to get the results you want. And I offer to you, just don't make it so dramatic. Like, I hate doing the dishes. No, your dishes are good. Don't be mad at your dishes. Your dishes allow you to eat without having to put your salad on your hands. Don't be mad at your dishes. Don't be mad at your sink. Don't be mad at your faucet or your dishwasher. Don't hate it. Hate is an energy that takes a lot of energy. What I say is try to make doing the dishes as pleasant as possible, or at least as not unpleasant, if you know what I mean. Do them, revel in the process, revel in just being done with them, and then for the rest of the day, you can look at a clean, decluttered kitchen. Notice that, okay? Habits. Habits are where it's at, and the great thing is, they are not flaws, they're just habits. You can change them, okay? Okay, JTP is saying, my closet is really full, and I just don't know where to begin. Help. I will help you. Yeah, you know where you begin. Pay attention to the stuff you don't want in there. Start with the stuff you know already. I don't wear that. I don't use it. I don't want it in my house or life or closet anymore. Remove those items and then make a plan. What is your plan to get those things the easiest way out of your home? I recommend donating. I think that to me is the simplest thing. If you have a thrift store near you, if you have a place that accepts donations and you like what they do that. If you want to sell things, that's going to be an additional process. If you want to post them on, a Facebook group or something like that, that's going to be an additional steps. You do you. But I like to make things as easy, as simple as possible so that you maximize the amount of time in your life that you're living, that you're not just spending the rest of your life decluttering, okay? JTP, also start small. Don't be like, I'm going to do the whole closet. I'm going to dump the whole closet out. No. Put your hands on one piece of clothing that's hanging up in your closet. Ask yourself the following question. What is this? Do I want it? If I want it, it stays here or it goes somewhere else. If I don't want it, where does it go? Lather, rinse, repeat. As I said this morning, everybody always forgets the lather. Nobody read the Head and Shoulders bottle like I did when I was a little kid. Okay, my dad used the Head and Shoulders. All right, here we go. I love it, Irish Pink. I love it. Testify. You've been doing so good. Okay. Tiffany Claire is saying, when the entire house is cluttered, what room do you recommend starting in? I want to say, honestly, start in the room that will give you the most bang for your buck, that every time you walk into it, you're going to see the efforts of your labor. Don't necessarily start in your basement or your attic. Those come later. Pay attention to what you see when you first walk into your house from different angles and work there. So that when you come in, you instead of saying, ugh, coming home, you say, I'm here. Maybe it's your kitchen. Maybe it's your living room. Maybe it's your bedroom. It doesn't really matter technically. There's no wrong answer. There's no right answer. What the important thing is you just get started, because the sooner you start, the sooner you get to your destination decluttered. The sooner you start, the more you show up, the more it's just like a road trip. The sooner you start driving, the sooner you get there. It's math, okay? It's math. Yes, I love it. I love it. I see a couple of, I got to share with you, the thing that just lights me up about doing these TikTok lives is the fact that such cool people show up, and the fact that you are all helping each other in this. While I'm talking to one person, you're filling in things. I say Ms. Krentis, I see Irish Pink, I see a lot of friendly faces, and new people too. Welcome. You're all welcome. This is a really cool, friendly community. There's no trolls. If they are, we all kind of just push them out. We don't even bother with them. We are here to help each other, and I am here to even just allow you all to meet each other like that, okay? So let me think. There we go. Small wins. Yeah, small wins build. They do. Oops, all of them just zooped past me. I apologize. Here we go. Backing up here, backing up. Going forward here. What else do we have here? Laderack ADT says, my elderly mom has clothing laying on boxes in the beds and the 2 spare bedrooms help. Okay. I love that you want to help your elderly mother. I also want to and have helped my elderly mother. What I want to suggest to you and to everybody whose heart is in the right place, that you want to help people, is I would love for you to get in touch with them, and don't be judgy. I know you're probably not, but I just figured I need to throw that out there. You're leading with your heart. When you lead with your heart, you are coming in with you're in a state of love, of compassion, of help, of curiosity and non-judgment. Okay? And what I want to suggest to you is have a conversation with your elderly mother if she would like some help with her clutter. She may have those things laying out. She may have her home set up in the way it is for certain reasons for her that works for her. So ask permission. Ask her permission, and if she wants to, okay? Sorry, I keep on getting texts. I forgot to put on my out of office or whatever it is. But just notice, come at it with your heart in the right place, and be okay if they say, no, I don't want help. And if she does want help, meet her where she is. What does she want the help with? Okay? Okay. The other thing too, let's see. Somebody's saying progress, not perfection. That is also another thing you can embroider onto a pillow, is also start small and count it as a victory and celebrate. Amen. Amen. Okay. Where does it go is where I get stuck, says C. And this is what I love about, and especially when I do one-on-one coaching, is it's all up to you. Where does it go? Ask your brain this. And this is what I do, and somebody reinforced that they do this too on my TikTok live this morning, is where does it go? Where would I organically look for this item if I had to find it somewhere? And then put it there. It is your home. Put it where it makes sense to you, so that when you know where to get it, you know where it is. And after you use it, it makes it easy to put away. I will offer a couple of strategies though, because I used to be a manager and a visual designer for Pier 1 Imports and Mikasa. What I will suggest is pay attention to how frequently you use certain items, and the things you use most frequently, put them in more convenient places. On the flip side, because I'm always talking about the flip side, just like Davy Jones and Marsha Brady, if you know, you know, is the flip side is the stuff that you don't use as often, you can then store that stuff in a less convenient place because you don't need to get it as conveniently. I say that, but also when you do that, be strategic about it to remind yourself of where it is, so that when you go to look for it, you know where it is. Okay? But put it in a place that makes sense to you. When I am talking to my clients, my one-on-one clients, and I will say, I'll do an infomercial in a second, but what I will say is, it's your house. How do you want your house to look and feel? How do you want your house to function? How do you want your life to look and feel? And notice the feel part. Do not jump over that. Just because it looks good, it may not feel good. It may feel like you don't want it to. Okay? Now, speaking of infomercial, I will just throw out this really quickly. If you're interested in liking what you're hearing, few ways you can get additional benefit from this is follow me here on TikTok. I do I do TikTok lives a lot. They are often scheduled. When they are scheduled, I will put a video pinned to the top of my TikTok page. When you follow me, you also get notified that I go live. Also, if you want to take it a next step further, I have a free, easy peasy, very cool mailing list. I don't send you spam. I send you only good stuff. I give you, basically, it's to give you first dibs on all the cool things I'm doing, but I want to give first dibs to the people who have been so cool to give me your email address. This means the once a month Zoom, free group Zoom that we do for Destination Decluttered. This is any free workshops I offer. This is letting you know when the TikTok lives are happening before everybody else. This is when I whisper to you, hey, I've got consultation slots open on my calendar. If you're interested in one-on-one coaching, get the good, time slots before somebody else does. If you're interested in that, if it sounds like, you're, even if you just want to get your free habit tracker, I just printed mine out. If you saw this morning's, I hadn't printed mine out. I've done it. I need to fill it in. Just notice that it's some good stuff. So destinationdecluttered.com is my website. Destinationdecluttered.com. If you go to destinationdecluttered.com/join, all you need to do is put in your email. Promise you're not a robot, because I don't coach robots. I only coach humans, and I coach you like a human. And then you're on the mailing list. And then like next week, I think it is, I'm going to check my thing right here. Next week or the week after, I'm having, I don't even know what day today. Oh yeah, because today's Thursday. It's not next week. The week after. And everybody who's on the mailing list already knows we have a group Zoom call. So notice that, okay? And then also, I do one-on-one coaching. So if you want me to be your coach for 10 sessions in a row, I do a 10-session package. Usually it is once a week for an hour on Zoom, but we can also mix it up to your schedule. That's paid coaching, and the first thing you do to get involved in that is to get onto a consultation call with me. You do that by going to my website too. There's a big orange button that says work with me. A calendar pops out. You pick a time. There's also a little thing there to set your own time zone, so you see the times of the consultations, not just in Eastern time, because that's where I am, all right? So just notice that. Dragonfly77, my problem is paper, lots and lots of paper clutter. Yeah, you and everybody else, and I mean that in a good way. We are, I swear to God, Johnny, we are so much more paper cluttery now that we are kind of half on computers and half that we have printers in our houses than we were when all you relied on is paper. What I want you to do, everybody, not just for paper, but look around with fresh eyes. Look around and ask yourself, why do I have this thing in my life? And don't get judgy. Don't judge other people, and don't judge yourself. Judgy shuts you down like an armadillo. Get curious. Curiosity opens you up to possibility and solutions. Okay? Why do I have all this paper clutter? What is this? How did it get this way? Letting the days go by. How did I get here? But don't judge yourself. Just get curious. Oh yeah, I haven't dealt with my paper in a long time. Okay. Why? I don't know. I'm scared to open that bill because I owe money, or it's going to tell me something bad, or I haven't gotten around to it and it got so big I got overwhelmed. Just notice that. And then get curious about if you've opened up the paper, if it's just, stuff that's in, that's like out of envelopes. Ask yourself why you are saving it. What's the reason? And is that a good reason? Does it make sense if you said it out loud to me? If you said it out loud to yourself, but I was listening to you, would it make sense to you? Oh yeah, I keep my electric bills because I want to know how much electricity I used in August. Okay. The reason needs to make sense to you. It doesn't necessarily need to make sense to me. But sometimes when you even just say, I'm going to say it out loud to somebody, it allows you to think, now, do I really need to do that, or I can live without it? Okay? A little bit at a time will also work with your paper clutter. Also, here's the thing with all of this. I think some of you may have seen, again, because I'm a Gen Xer, I posted this video about categories. Some people were calling it concentration, but we called it categories. Categorize your paper. And categorize it in categories that make sense to you. I have a category that I literally call, like, paper that looks like it's important and I should probably read, but I'm probably not going to, but I'm going to file it just in case. Now, I'm not about to make a Dymo tape label out of that. No, but that's like, okay, yeah, I should probably read that. I'm probably not going to, but to feel safe, to feel like just in case, I'm going to save this thing, okay? So just notice that, why you save it, okay? How do I get, Joanne Gates is asking, how do I get my 85-year-old mother to start decluttering? She loves her knickknacks. Ask her if she wants to, and if she says yes, help her, and if she says no, respect that. And also, but here's the thing, allow her to live out the remaining, years of her life surrounded by the stuff she loves, but know that when she's gone, a plan should be in place for her stuff. So Joanne, if your mom doesn't want to change, trust me, I tried to change my mother. I ended up just decluttering her whole house and coming in for like 2 minutes and being like, okay, how about just this, this, and this? And she made like 3 decisions that exhausted her, and then she went and dithered around, and I did like the whole house. But I love her, and she's got a finite number of years. She's got, well, we all do. But what I want to offer is, Joanne, if your mom doesn't want to change, don't change her, but start to look at her stuff strategically. What do I mean by this? Now, don't go in there like you're casing the joint. Oh, I'm going to get the silver, and there's this and that. Don't go in like that, but say to yourself, okay, there will be a time when she is no longer here, but her stuff remains. Do I want any of this stuff in my house at all? Start making that decision. Start making that decision now, before things get into crisis mode, before emotion is high because she's sick and dying, and you got to, you know what I mean? Do these things while your nervous system is at a nice, good, neutral state. And allow yourself to say, I don't want any of my mother's stuff. I want some of it. I don't want other things. This is about you and your home and your life now. Okay? Okay. So just everybody, start to think about this. You can't change somebody else, but get clear about what you want. I do one-on-one coaching, and this is me showing up as your coach. I'm not your mom's coach right now. I'm your coach. So, Joanne, I show up just for you, and I say, Joanne, what do you want your house to look like? Do you want your mom's stuff in it? The answer can be yes. Cool. The answer can be no. Cool. Do what feels right to you, so when you are in your house, that your house feels good to you. Okay? Okay. Gabby says, I'm at a battle with myself. Yeah, many of us are. I have been gifted expensive work clothes. I don't have a corporate job. Okay, you know what? Be grateful that how nice was it somebody gifted you that stuff, but if it doesn't fit your life, that's okay. Maybe you could find somebody who is so eager to work in the corporate world, and they could benefit from the clothing you were gifted, and pass that gift on to them. Make it the gift that keeps on giving. It's like if somebody gave me a football, I wouldn't know what to do with it, even an autographed football. I would be like, well, this is nice, but I don't like football, and I don't know who this is. The only person I can think of is like Joe Namath or like Doug Flutie. I think that's like all I can come up with. Or that guy, the Brady guy, Tom Brady. Yeah, seriously? So like an autographed football would be lost on me. But I know somebody else would be mind blown and so super appreciative. I'd be like, I don't know, you want this? And then I would like pass them the football. Oh my God, suddenly I'm talking sports. You can tell I'm not a sporty person. Notice that, appreciate the gift and the sentiment behind the gift, but you don't need to keep the thing. All right? Okay, sorry, Gabby, I should have zipped, but I don't want to get rid of them because I'm looking for a corporate job. All right, how about this? Wear the corporate clothes while you are on your computer at home looking for the job. Maybe that will, up your vibe and you feel more professional when you're in it. Okay? Just notice that. Okay? Somebody just said Dress for Success is a great place if you want to donate things. Okay? I'm sorry, sometimes these things get stuck and then they scroll past me. What else do we have here? How do I help my hoarder husband stop? Luna V, it can be really difficult for people. And what I want to offer is, and I'm serious about this, is hoarding is an official diagnosis in the DSM-5. If somebody truly has hoarding tendencies, I say this to potential clients all the time. I, with love and encouragement, say get mental health help for the hoarding. There are things that coaching can do a lot of, but hoarding, when it is a diagnosis, that would be like, me saying, oh, I can help you, but you really need surgery. So get yourself, like if you're not a hoarder, you can practice decluttering your own stuff and you can lead by example. You can ask if he wants help, things like that. But what I want to offer to everybody is if there's a hoarding situation, there's better help out there than me. Now, so there's mental health help out there for that, okay? I do love KSP KM Sweeten says, just moved, decluttering as we pack is working out so well for us. I love that. Be intentional about what you're putting in your new home. If it doesn't bring you joy, if it doesn't make your whole house more useful, if you have too many of whatever, moving is a great time to do that. When you moved in, I bet you had a rough idea of what you wanted, but now you're there and you say, what do I really need or want in this house? And I bet the number is far fewer items than when you got there. Colleen said, thank you. You love my hair. Thank you very much. I'm getting it cut next week. Of course, it starts to look good right before my haircut, but I will tell my guy, Phil, you said so. Okay. What else do we have? Cool Mama V23, Ola to you as well. Thank you for all the follows, everybody. Hello. I don't have a lot of closet space. What do I do with all my blankets? I have company and need the extra bedding, maybe. Okay. Here's what I do. And literally, we just did this because my husband, he got COVID, so he was out in the garage in this little camper we have, so we could be separated, so I didn't catch it. There are like these, they're not really plastic. They're kind of a woven plastic zipper bag at IKEA. And I bought some a while ago. And what I do is when I have excess blankets and things like that, we have some that are particularly set up that we have like a set of sheets and a blanket and a pillow that all go in one of those, that if we have somebody coming and staying over on like the pull-out couch, we can bring that whole bag out to there. So get creative about different things to use to store things and also where to store them. It doesn't necessarily need to be in the closet. Okay, but then also get curious about what quantities of these things you really need too. Do you need all the blankets? What are your favorites? Do you need all of them? Could you reduce the quantity of them and still be able to have it where people stay over? Okay, there we go. All right, Mama Kimbo says, I discovered the best thing I want to share while going through bins of saved clothing that I've saved when my kids were babies and they want, vacuum plastic bags, so much more room. All right, notice that, the vacuum plastic bags. I've heard of those. I don't use them myself, not for any reason, because I have a system that works for me. Maybe you can, experiment with those. Okay, thank you for sharing that, Mama Kimbo. See, we all come. It's like stone soup. You have an idea, I have an idea, your idea helps that person. I'm the conduit to get everybody together. This all works out so cool. All right, notice that. All right. Oh, there we go. Ms. Prentice likes using the vacuum bags too. Talking Heads, fellow Gen Xer, I am always riffing on that, and we just saw Stop Making Sense in the movies a while back, so there we go. I love it. Mama Kimbo's got some good stuff going on. Who else? What do we have? Yep, everybody's saying vacuum plastic bags. Yeah, treat your parents treat yourself, treat others like you would want to be treated. Can you imagine somebody coming in and being like, your stuff's crap, here, let me move it? Not like you do it that way, but sometimes you can feel attacked if somebody comes in and says what you're doing, how you're living is wrong, and you need to change. So that can sometimes not even be the way, but it could be the vibe, or sometimes people are wicked extra sensitive, okay? Mrs. Crafty says, do you help with space planning? I'm setting up my workshop. Not so much, I don't. There may be other people who are better out there for that. What I say is pay attention to how your room, how it functions, where do you want to sit? You know, like for example, in this room, for me, I was strategic about where I put my computer and stuff because I'm near the door. I didn't want to be looking out the window. I wanted to be able to open the door, shut the door. I'm near the heating vent in the winter and the cooling vent in the summer. So there's that. So just pay attention to what you think is going to work for you. Okay? Bonnie Esther, nice to see you. I love it. Miss Soul Inspired, I'm so excited. Living room decluttered and redecorated. Where can I put my mail to not look messy? Well, first of all, I will offer this, is congratulations on the decluttered and redecorated living room that makes you so excited. That's why we do these things, to feel good. To put your mail where it doesn't look so cluttery, I don't know, a little basket or something, but get into the habit of opening your mail and getting rid of and recycling the envelopes and all the other stuff in it that you don't need. Okay? Find a place. Where is it where you normally pay your bills? Maybe you want to get in the habit of putting your mail closer to that. Okay? Notice your habits and say, where's a better place for me to put the mail? Okay? Just notice that. Capricious is saying, stuck on getting rid of old prescriptions. Do I need to Sharpie all of them to block out my name? That's a difficult one. You might want to Google that some more. Some people say yes, some people say no. You know what? Do a little bit at a time. See how much time it takes. Ask the people at the at the pharmacy if you need to do that. Okay? Experiment with that and see what works for you. All right? Mama Kimbo, we set up all the artwork and decor in my parents' new house and basement and take my mom down to shop her faves. What a great idea. Okay, there we go. Somebody says I rub my prescription bottles under water and scrub off it. Depends on the material. Okay, notice that. Sherry says, got 2 closets cleaned out today thanks to you. Oh, you're welcome, but thanks to you. I didn't clean it out. You went in there and did it. Here is a fun thing. Is Sherry, I don't know if you showed up earlier, so I did a TikTok live at 8 a.m. this morning, and here I am doing one at 8 p.m. this evening, and I said, hey, anybody who is seeing me in the morning, share your wins for the decluttering. Isn't it fun? You know, and we're all celebrating you. There we go. Somebody has peel off labels, somebody has a Sharpie. Grab a Sharpie and get to town on it. Yeah, there you go. Just do it. Have fun with it. Do it while you're watching TV or something, or listening to a podcast, right? There we go. And thank you for saying you loved the live this morning. And thank you for everybody who started following me and getting on the Destination Decluttered email mailing list. I appreciate that. See, there you go. Denise says, I have a recycling bin outside by the door. When I get in the mail, any junk mail goes into the bin. Notice that. It doesn't even make it into the house. Good stuff. The less time the stuff that doesn't work for you spends in your home, the better. Okay? Okay, you're welcome. I really appreciate it and thank you for motivational videos. So you got this. I'm here for you. I enjoy what I do. I love Destination Decluttering. I love the one-on-one coaching. The TikTok lives are wicked fun. That's how I meet pretty much all of my clients. So if you're here on TikTok and you want to be a client, you're in good company. What else do we have here? Somebody says I rip my labels off and tear them up. You know, guard your ID, all sorts of things you can do it. I will say this. I think my mother has one of those things that you're supposed to like roll over and get your name and address off of and stuff like that. What I will say is start with the stuff you have. I like to be very like DIY and, you know, simple. If you've got a Sharpie in your house, see if you can just use that. You know, as somebody said, if you've got the empty bottle, put it in water until it disintegrates. You know, there's all sorts of things. Oh, Mama Kimbo, nice to see you. And thank you for referring me to many friends. I appreciate it. So, okay, here's the thing. Sleepy Junkuki says, I want to declutter so badly, but I'm chronically ill. I'm sorry that you're chronically ill. That sucks. That really does. And I literally don't have the energy for it. Okay, what I want to ask you is the energy you don't have physical energy or mental energy? Maybe a combo of the both. But the reason I say that is because the decluttering starts up here. The decluttering happens here. When you make a decision about what you want and if you want to keep it or not, somebody else can move it for you. But they can't move it unless you make the decision. Okay, so notice that. All right? Notice that. And work at a pace that works right for you. So remember when I was being kind of silly but serious about getting onto the Destination Decluttered email mailing list, destinationdecluttered.com/join, and you tick a little box that says, I am not a robot. I mean that sincerely, is don't treat yourself like a robot. You guys, we're all humans. Every day, we have a different amount of gas in our gas tanks. We have a different amount of time in our days. We have a different amount of energy in our bodies, of mental capacity. These things vary from day to day. Do not expect yourself to be at 100% all the time. That's what a robot does. That's what a machine does. We are humans. We vary from day to day, and that's okay. When you work with that, you pick a pace that feels right to you. Like this is one of the things that I know, that I am not really a night owl. My husband knows because I pretty much end up falling asleep during anything we're watching on TV. So notice when you have energy and use the energy you have for the things that are going to make the most difference to you. Also, be kind to yourself when you don't have the energy. Allow yourself to rest so that you can to fill the tank of gas that you have, okay? So you can show up better, all right? Yeah, okay, there we go. Mama Kibo says, I have bad fibro, so I hear a bin a day near my couch on tough days and rock on your good days. Yeah, all of us have different levels of energy. Don't compare yourself to the Energizer Bunny. Don't compare yourself to possibly an earlier version of yourself when decades earlier you had a lot of energy. As the human body ages, we don't have as much energy as we did. So we need to be strategic about it and spend our time and energy on the things that matter most to us. Okay? And move at a pace that feels right to you. When I am doing one-on-one coaching with clients, I always talk about finding, and I sound like a broken record, but I mean it. Between now and the next time we meet, you know your level of free time better than I do. You know your energy better than I do. You know what the time of day that you tend to have more energy than me. Plan your decluttering. Plan your things strategically so you're not showing up to do a difficult task when you're at the end of when your gas tank is empty. Like, I am not about to start anything tonight after I do this TikTok live. I'll be on here for like another 15 minutes. And then I literally am going to go put on the rest of my pajamas because I've got my pajama bottoms on already. And I'm going to read, and I'm probably going to fall asleep with a book in my nose, a nose in my book, my nose in a book. And then I will remember to take my book away, and then I'll go to sleep. So notice when you have energy. And you know what? Simply Energy says you're so kind to us. What I'm just honestly doing is I'm showing up in the energy of your co-pilot. You have an energy inside of you. You have a person, a little person inside of you that treats you kindly too. Allow that person to do that. Treat yourself kindly. I show up to mirror or to show up and model the behavior of what it feels like to treat yourself nicely. Because I know for me, for decades, beating myself up and chastising myself and task mastering and beating, no, you got to do this, you got to do that, blah, blah, blah. It didn't work, except to make me feel like poop and to make me feel bad about my life, about what I did do, what I didn't do, what I wanted, what I didn't want. I say enough of that. It didn't work, so let me try something else. Let me try being kind. Let me try being curious. Let me try going for what I want, even with baby steps. And holy guacamole, have I done that? And I freaking love my life. And 25, 30 years ago, I would be like, are you kidding me? No, that only happens on TV. And now, OMFG, it is so different. And that's why I show up. I show up as possibility to you, to say that you can help, you can work on your clutter. It's just stuff. It's just stuff that you bought at like Target or Walmart or a yard sale or a garage sale or the grocery store, or you got somebody gave it to you, or you picked it up off a trash heap. It's just stuff. Don't let it get in the way of living a life you love. Okay? I've certainly found my calling. I'm fantastic. Thank you. Well, you know what? I just know what a difference it meant to me to find somebody in the self-help world, because I was, oh my gosh, so funny. I used to scoff at self-help, and boy, did it show in my life, because I was like, that's a bunch of, and even now today, there are some people who's like, nope, I hear what you're saying, but I have to translate it in my head. I have to overlook that your voice is bugging me. I'm not a corporate person. Like, there's so many things that I had to get over in order to hear the message. And then when I found somebody who had just heard randomly on a podcast when I was on the treadmill in my basement, I was like, oh my God, she's funny. Oh man, I can hear with clarity what she's saying makes such sense. Like, it just spoke to me, that it helped change my life. And so I want to be that for other people, because it doesn't need to be that difficult. It can be fun. It can be like a good time. It's like a road trip. It's not a commute. There are other people out there who do it the rough, Marines, like knuckle down, buckle down way. If that's your thing, go for it. That didn't work for me. So I show up to say there's another way you can get there. Okay? Abbott Elementary, nice to see you. Purged while my husband is out of the country. Feels so good. Yeah, I remember actually when my dad was in the Navy Reserves, my mother used to do the same thing. He'd go away for his Navy weekend and she would clean up stuff. They were both kind of clutterers and collectors and things. So I totally get that. I have also been known to walk through my husband's music studio when I'm going to open or close the blinds or things and tidy up a little bit. I always think of, Thomas Dolby. She's tidied up and I can't find anything. So I try to be very discreet about what I do, like items together, and even just undoing what do you call it, like receipts and things, but I know that feeling. So it feels so good, doesn't it? I love it. And I love it that you say, Mama Kimbo saying, I truly feel like the weight of clutter lifted off of me and I feel so much lighter. I love that because it's so true. Clutter makes you feel heavy and weighs you down. I was on a one-on-one coaching call today with a client, and she talked about the clutter feeling like a big heavy knapsack or a backpack, and then getting rid of the clutter is like taking it off. So how cool is that? Yay, I love you that you're inspired. Now go do, actually, what is it? The woman who owns the Pilates place in my town. Make good choices. Yeah, go do good stuff, okay? Gabby says, I love minimalism, but have the hardest time getting there while not using half the stuff I have. I love how you did your little emoji with the eyebrow. I could only do it with one of them. But notice that. Just get curious about that, huh? Notice that you like minimalism. I like the elements of minimalism. What I like about it is that when you surround yourself with just the right amount of stuff for you, that there's not excess and there's not a lot of stuff that doesn't work for you. So your knives are sharpened and you have just the right amount. You don't have too many. That the kitchen accessories that you have, you use often. That stuff doesn't get in your way. But notice that you're having the hardest time getting there because you're not using half the stuff you use, Gabby. Just get curious about why you're not using it. Maybe even try to make a plan to use them. And what's stopping you from doing that? All right? Dream Girl 7, nice to see you. If it's just too much to tackle, is it unrealistic to toss it all? Okay, here's what I want to offer. You can do whatever the heck you want to do, and I don't judge, and if it makes you feel better to do that, do that. But what I will say is this. When you do something like that, you may declutter, you may reclutter, because you didn't learn what was behind the clutter. You didn't learn, why do I have this? Do I want it or not? So you certainly can do it, but do not be surprised if you take that kind of dramatic, I'm going to get a dumpster, you may reclutter again. You know, if you think, no, I'm good, maybe it's somebody else's stuff and I just don't want it. Whatever gets you through the night is all right, as John Lennon once said, okay? B. Rizzle is saying, love your glasses. Thank you. They're those pear ones, you know, see, ooh, yep, I get that. Mainly because I like the ones with, I had another pair of glasses and I had the magnetic sunglasses ones. I will be honest with you though, I'm not like one of those pear, like, ooh, save 15%. I will say the sunglasses tint on them is a little bit dark for me, but at least they're easy to take off. But thank you for that, okay? Yeah, just notice that the quick fix may make you just miss the learning. That's why I do the coaching, because it's almost like, notice those HGTV shows, like the, you know, before and after shows, like your house looks like crap, now it looks amazing in a half an hour. Notice how they always, and notice how I'm pointing behind me to this little dotted line of like the road trip behind me. They always fast forward over this part. They always do that because that's the boring stuff. That's the stuff that you need to think and take action on. That's the stuff, but that's the only way you get to where you want to go to and make it last. And the cool thing is, I got to offer, I'm not doing this to sell coaching, but what I will say is this. When you declutter, you learn about yourself. And what you learn about yourself is what you like and what you don't like, and what you want in your life and what you don't want in your life. And you learn to make space for things you want, items you want, but you also learn to make space for experiences you want. I'm going to say no to that so I can say yes to this. I'm going to look at my calendar and say I'm going to plan to do this here. When you learn how to declutter, you're not just decluttering your house and being done with it. You learn how to declutter your life, your schedule, your mind. So it's a really kind of positive ripple effect thing when you learn how to declutter. And I would say properly, but when you learn a cool way to declutter your home, that also can be copied and pasted into different areas of your life. Okay? Notice that. Excuse me, I just realized how thirsty I was. I know I only got 6 minutes, but there we go. See, Gabby said, I did clean out my hair, makeup, and skin products. Awesome. I'm using the hair items I found, but not the skin items. Again, get curious. Why am I not using them? And here's the deal. This is what's going to happen. This is what has happened. This is what happens, and it will happen. Everybody. There are patterns we go through in life. Here's the pattern of getting stuff into your life. You see something out in the world, and you think, that might make my life better. That skin stuff might make my skin nicer. So what you do is you see that thing, you think it's going to improve, bring quality, improve your life somehow. So you bring it into your life. Then what you do once it's there is you try it out. Here's what happens. Sometimes it works. If it does, you keep it. It gets into rotation. You use it. Or you use it for a while and then you don't. Other times, very quickly, you realize it doesn't work. And then you have to say, okay, this doesn't work for me. The longer I keep it around here, it's still not going to work for me. So what am I going to do with it? It's literally hanging on to stuff that doesn't serve you, doesn't benefit anybody. Getting in the habit of being okay with saying, okay, lesson learned. I didn't like that. What was it? Like that salad dressing. I thought I was going to. I didn't. Okay. Oh, well, at least I know not to buy it again. Just notice the stuff. Okay. B. Rizzle is saying, my grandma was a major hoarder. Do you think it runs in families or what we learn? Oh, hell yeah. I have clutter in both sides of my family. We cleaned out my grandmother's house. Different generations had a totally different relationship to stuff. They came out of the Great Depression. They came out of a time where mass production was not as prevalent as it is now, that it was much more difficult to get things. And also that sense of thrift of why I'm not just going to be so disposable, right? But at a certain time, notice what happened is they got surrounded by stuff and it became too much. So at a certain level of being able to survive as a human, you need to let go of what doesn't serve you. You guys, your body does it every day, if you know what I mean. Okay? So I say that having a certain way of acting around stuff is a learned behavior from generations, but you can also unlearn it. You just have to be aware of it and notice how it makes you feel. And if it doesn't make you feel good, you can do things to change it. Okay? So just notice that. Somebody else says the hard work pays off. Yeah, the easy work pays off too. It's not just all hard work. It can be easy. It can be fun. You can make it a game. You can make it a treasure hunt. What did I find? Oh my gosh, I found, like literally, you guys, I found like of silver dollars. I found a handful of them. I don't know. I saved them in something I was keeping. So you could find treasure. You could find buried treasure. You could find a gift card. You could find something that has a nice memory to it. Okay? Have fun with it. All the work pays off. It doesn't all have to be hard work. Some of it might be more difficult than others, but a lot of it can be easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay? Notice that. Yes, keep taking the before and after photos. Keeps you motivated. Find out what works for you. Queen of Zilch. Are you Mr. Bobalina, Mr. Bob Dobalina? I am limited to 1 trash barrel a week. I donate as much as I can, but this slows me down so much. Okay. Notice how can you get creative with maybe you donate more, maybe you get a friend to help. Get creative. Get quiet in your brain. Quiet down. I like to say quiet down your backseat drivers and say, how can I make this? How can I get more done? Okay. Yeah. Capricia says, sometimes we like buying things but not using them. Noticing those pattern helps. Yep. Buying things for some idea of self. Yep. Oh, so much goes into what we buy and what we don't buy. Notice that. Simply Energy says, I have a bag of clothes and knickknacks for Goodwill. I was decluttering with you Monday morning. Awesome. You know what you do? Take those next steps, give it to the Goodwill, and give yourself a Tina Fey, Liz Lemon high five. Okay? Check this out. Michi just said, I was decluttering my garage and found $400. Still many boxes there and much to do, but oh my gosh, $400. That's travel money, people. Or that's sending it to your mortgage, or that's doing something cool with it kind of money. There you go. Irish Pink is saying, some charity stores will come to pick up if you have furniture. Notice that. I was on a call today with somebody who said that the Purple Heart in her area, you can arrange things. So notice this, okay? So everybody, I'm here for like literally 2 minutes, and then I'm going to go shut off all these screens and relax. It's been a long day. I bet it's been a long day for you too, huh? So why don't you do this along the same time as I do? Let's shut off our phones. Let's get quiet in our brains. Take a drink of water, do some stretches, take off your glasses, wash your face, take care of yourself, take off your bra, get yourself comfy, and then just sit there and say, okay, what do I want my home to look like? And imagine it in your brain, decorate it in your brain. And then you have something that you can match it up to when you start to declutter. And know that every little bit helps, okay? I show up. I do these TikTok lives. Every time I do this, I know I'm helping somebody. And get curious about why you're saving things. Simply Energy is having a hard time letting go of past pets' medical records. You know why? Because you loved your pet and your pet's gone. But just get curious about why you're keeping the medical records. Even experiment with maybe just taking one of those pieces of paper and putting in the recycle bin, seeing how that feels, regulate your nervous system, okay? There's different things you can do, all right? But for me, what is it? I saw that on the, it's like, I gotta go take a break. I will show up. I swear to God, I think I have a TikTok live. You see, it's so funny. I do my own scheduling, and I'm the one who schedules myself. I have a TikTok live tomorrow morning, so if you want to tune in for that. Couple of things just real quick. If you haven't followed me on TikTok, can you tell I'm getting tired? If you haven't followed me here on TikTok, please do that. If you know people who are cluttered and you think they would like how I approach it, please get the word out. Destination Decluttered. It's pretty easy to remember. It's an alliteration. I do post things to Instagram and Facebook under Destination Decluttered. The website, destinationdecluttered.com, is where you sign up for the mailing list, destinationdecluttered.com/join. It's where you can hit the orange button if you're ready to do one-on-one coaching and we want to do a consultation to move that forward. Also, what else? I'm having a kind of a deja vu right now, but it means that I'm in the right way, okay? So you guys, you got this. It's not as difficult as your brain wants to offer it. Do what you can, and what you can't do, I can help you with, all right? What time is the live tomorrow? Tomorrow is 10 a.m. Eastern time, okay? I show up at different times because I'm on the East Coast. You can also check, if you get on my mailing list, I will say this. I have a sneaky post-it that I was doing when my TikTok lives are going to be. They're not posted here, but everybody on the mailing list is going to know about them first, so you can put them on your calendar. That's at destinationdecluttered.com/join. Just want to offer that up. And good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right?